Morning viewers, not sure what day this is, day 8, day 9 anyway. Yesterday, as you know, we went to all the beaches around Esperance, a lot of the beaches around Esperance. We missed out on the really renowned one. It's a beautiful beach, Lucky Bay. It's supposed to be like you can drive on the sand. We didn't get there, but mainly because we've got Kimber, we really can't go there. It's in a national park area, so we can't go there. That being said, we sort of like after this weekend at Esperance, the plan was to move on to Albany. Albany's supposed to be a nice town. It's got, it's got a Woolies, Coles,
Aldi.
It's got an Aldi, which is our favourite supermarket. The weather yesterday afternoon, we just sat in the van all afternoon. It was just so windy and just rained. And then all night last night, I reckon, I don't know about you, but I woke up every hour or so, just the wind was just, and with the van, with these pop tops, you just don't, I don't know, it's held up really well, but I feel like it could almost blow over, you know what I mean, the top section. Because there's only 4 little thin bars that sort of hold, holds it in place, I guess. But anyway, it held up. Everything was fine. We packed up today and it's been good. So we decided we had to look at an alternative destination today instead of making our way to Albany. We're going to the Wave Rock, is it? Is it called the Wave Rock?
Yep.
So we're heading sort of northwest. Instead of heading west, it's more northwest now. You're going to have a look at the Wave Rock. I reckon most people that live in Australia and probably other parts of the world would have seen photos of it or heard about it, but if you haven't, you're about to. If not today's episode, tomorrow's episode, because we're here for 2 nights. Is it a caravan park we're staying at?
You like a paid campground. I don't know if it's a caravan park as such. But
Yeah, they got like flushing toilets and stuff. They got showers there, but there's no power or water as far as we know. So, so that's going to be good. Go there and check that out. But you know what? I cannot believe the power that this vehicle has not got. Like the lack of power, the wind. Certain sections of the road. If I'm heading due west, I've got that bloody westerly in my face, and the car has just got no power. I feel like I have to go down to 4th gear. Go down a gear just to get through cut through the wind.
which was fair. That and the weather that we were due to get at Albany is really why we changed to head
Well,
to
the wind
Hayden.
and the rain, and they were saying hail, and they're saying over the next 2 days there's going to be up to 15 mil of rain
Yeah.
at Albany.
No
So
fun with that.
with that, we're thinking, well, that's no fun. And you know what, like this, the sky now, there's not a cloud in the sky, but it was like that yesterday morning. It just changes really quickly. It's
It does.
a bit like our weather that we get back home in Melbourne. We're like, 4 seasons in one day. But so we don't anticipate that this weather is going to stay this nice, apart from the wind. Obviously, there's wind here, but it's going to be pretty dodgy later on. We're talking about hail and stuff here even later on today. So we tossed up whether we stay here another night too in Esperance, but like, you're better off driving, I reckon, in these dodgy. If it's a dodgy weather and you can't do anything, you may as well be driving.
Yeah, because I didn't fancy another day in the van. Like, Kimber was good yesterday, wasn't she?
Yeah.
She sat in the van the whole day. Don't like the wind, but
Yeah.
she was good. But yeah, it's not what we came away for.
I was saying to Melissa yesterday when we were sitting in the van, like in a little confined space, just watching YouTube. I said, Melissa, I was born for this. This is I've been practicing for this moment all my life. It wasn't that hard for me sitting on my ass watching television all afternoon and all night last night. And then
Kimber and I struggled.
Yeah, I was born for it. So anyway, but yeah, so if there's any points of interest on the way, we'll stop over. We'll show you. We'll let you know, and we'll go from there. So button off. We'll see you later. On our journey, we come across lots of trees that have been painted blue. And it's not just this state, but they're in this state, and they're in South Australia, and they're in Victoria. So we've seen these blue bloody trees everywhere, and then we just decided we still had like 1 bar of reception left on our phone. We thought, let's Google this and find out, quickly Google it before we lose our reception and find out what these blue trees are all about. And I thought I'd share it with you. So it's fairly poignant. It's about a guy who, his name was Jaden White, and when he was younger, he thought he'd play a prank on his father and paint one of their trees on their property blue. Did it for a bit of a laugh, and Jaden ended up taking his life. And at the funeral, his girlfriend at the time, she actually spoke about how he'd played this prank on his father, and now it's become like a people paint the trees blue just to bring awareness to mental health. So interesting, and makes you think, you know, because mental health is a big deal. Let's face it, you know, like everyone can relate to it. We all know someone that's affected by it. And I think we all have better days than others. We've all been down in our lives because of different things, you know. So it definitely affects us all.
Just brings awareness, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Anyway, that was that. Button off.
As you can see, we've pulled a light fitting apart. We rocked up to our new destination in Hyden. It's near Wave Rocks. And Mick came in the van and he's like, why is the blue light on? Anyway, we turned off the 12 volt switch. It's one of these lights where they have the they have a normal light and a blue light for nighttime. We turned off the 12 volt switch, you know, the old turn it off and on again. Still the same. There was water in the fitting, but we've had it once before, so we've pulled it apart. We've got the fitting drying on the dashboard of the car. When we get to Mick's uncle's in Bustleton, we'll have to we'll put it all back together, but we'll also silicone up the corners. I reckon it can only be the corners. There can't be anywhere else it's leaking from. We've freaking put gallons of silicone on this van. But the joys of van life is there's always something that goes wrong when you're camping, and if that's all we're going to have go wrong on the van, we've had enough on the car, as we all know, with the radiator and whatnot. But if this is all that's going to go wrong, we'll be happy. It's an easy fix, hopefully. Chat soon.
Morning, viewers. So I've been looking at the radar, and it looks to me like we made a pretty good decision coming inland instead of staying on the coast and going down to Albany. You know, like they've got a fair bit of rain there, it looks like. Now at the moment it's raining, so what we've got here is absolutely gorgeous. It's not a cloud in the sky. It was one of those mornings where it's like 0 degrees when we woke up. It was bloody cold. Even though it wasn't cold under the covers last night, it was actually not bad, but you can feel it on your face, you know. And it was just now it's going to be a gorgeous day. It looks like it's going to be an absolutely gorgeous day. So we're heading off to Wave Rock now. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Apparently it's open. You're going to pay for parking there, but it's open 24 hours a day. So
Not quite sure how that works out.
yeah, maybe there's like a metered parking or something there that we can utilise. Just pay for the metered parking and away we go. And yeah, so we'll come back and we'll give you some footage of Wave Rock. So I'm actually pretty excited about going there because, you know, I've seen plenty of pictures and, you know, in my life of Wave Rock. It's apparently it evolved by wind and rain.
Erosion. Yeah.
Over a millennia, they're saying. So it's been quite, yeah, over thousands of years it's been evolving, so to what it is today. But yeah, so hopefully it's as interesting for you guys as what it's going to be for us.
I think we're also interested in it too because we weren't going to get here, were we? And we'd sort of seen things about it, and now that we know we're going to get there because we changed course.
True, we weren't going to make it here, so it's actually like, it's one of those things that was like a spur of the moment decision purely because of the weather, but now hopefully we can benefit from that. So
Not showing them so many beaches.
all right, we'll button off and we'll see you soon. Okay, we've just arrived. Parked our car in the car park. Check it out. Well, you can see the size of Mel and Kimber compared to the rock, so it's, I reckon it's pretty tall. I could guess 20 metres, but yeah, more probably. But look at this, this is all naturally made. It's beautiful. See where it gets its name from. Absolutely beautiful.
Pretty amazing, isn't
It is. See the sky. This is the type of day we've got, you know. So as I was saying earlier, I'm so glad that we headed inland. I was told by a mate last night that there was like 109 kilometre winds where we live back in Heidelberg in Melbourne, and someone had their roof blown off in one of their local streets apparently, and the SES had to go, but yeah, that's it. This is Wave Rock. Anyway, I think the winds that we had a few days ago are making their way across the country, so they've ended up last night in Melbourne, so we'll come back in a sec. Okay, so this is actually a circuit walk that we can do, which is 3.6 kilometres, which we're going to have a crack at. So this is another part of the rock, but we've gone past the Wave Rock now, and then it looks like there's stairs and different yeah, get you up there if you want to go up there. I'm not sure what's up there, but there's a big fence at the top. But anyway, we are going this direction, so we'll go and have a look. There's nothing, yeah, that's right, we are going up here. Let's go and have a look, eh? I reckon there's one other guy here with his wife, and he was just saying the same thing as what we were thinking. It's we come at the right time because it's going to get pretty crazy here later, I reckon. There's bus loads of people turning up. It's a very popular tourist destination. So there's actually not steps here.
I'm not liking this surface.
Kimmy girl. Kim's not liking the surface, but she'll... Come on, Kim. Okay. That's one way of doing it. She won't want to be left behind, so she'll come, but it says no dogs.
Yeah, this is the thing that they said no dogs on. So you go up and have a look.
Well, where do we go for the walk?
I think that must be a loop out that way. You go and have a look from up there and I'll take you down.
All right. The catchment walls. A giant funnel. I don't know if you can read that. It's a bit, the lighting's not the best, but if you want to pause that and have a look, but nice views. They have had plenty of water around here, plenty of rain of late. I'm not sure if there's another way we can do this 3.6k walk without Kimber, but we might not be able to do the 3.6k walk. But I'll walk up here anyway, give you a better view You can walk up there as well, so it's a fair hike. That's the man-made dam. Wish I could tell you which direction was north, south, east and west, but I've got no idea. So you can go back to the car park this way apparently. We can go up that way to the car park. But yeah. Now, down there is a camping ground that you can stay at right here. The fees that you pay in that camping ground include entry to the Wave Rock. But they had like a 3.7 star review. Where we're staying was over a 4-star review. So we thought we'd stay where we did. I'm glad we stayed where we did last night, because I'm sure you couldn't have a fire in there. So we had our fire, kept warm. Nothing better than having a fire when you're camping. And the nights do get cold. And last night there was no cloud in the sky, so it was pretty cold. But yeah, beautiful. Anyway, I'll button off and let you know if I find anything more exciting. Anything else that's exciting, I'll record that as well. All right, come back down to the bottom of the rock, or the wave, and then we're just following this around now. This is the, I think it's a circuit, isn't it, Les? I don't reckon it would be a circuit. I don't think we're going to come back this way. But yeah, this is just, and apparently one of the guys that we were just talking to, he's just a tourist himself. He was here 15 years ago. He was saying that there's some smaller wave rocks up the top that are starting to evolve, which have probably only been evolving for a couple of million years instead of, no, I don't know, guessing. But yeah, this is quite nice. Yeah. And that water up there, the dam that we looked at before, was the local town's water supply. So that's what we've gathered. That's why they're not too keen on letting dogs up there, because you know, wheeze and poos in their water. I don't know. Maybe that's the reason. But anyway, we'll continue around. But this is just as interesting, if you ask me. Okay, we've just come walking along this path, coming to a big opening here. Looks like there's a bit of a car park through there. But this is the Hippos. It's called the Hippos Yawn Loop that we were just doing, and this is what they're calling the Hippos Yawn. It's pretty impressive. It's pretty big, actually. You got all these other rocks around it as well. Yeah. People are pretty imaginative, I think, with the way they name some of these particular sites, locations, I guess. But yeah.
That's pretty amazing rock, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is. So I'm not sure. I think we can keep going that way, continuing on around, continue on with the rest of the loop. But all right, button off. Okay, so we just walked back from there. That's where Hippos Yawn is, Hippos Yawn Rock. And now we're out walking along this track, and I thought I'd just show you this section here. This is like typical Australian terrain. You know, I'm just glad it's not the middle of summer when I'm here, because it would be bloody hot, because there's really not a lot of shade, and it would be very hot. But yeah, this is all dead. A lot of this is dead now, for one reason or another. What was this? But we were over there walking past that earlier, and walking past that section there. But yeah, I think we're going to cross this bridge. Oh no, there's a sign that says we can't cross the bridge. But anyway, we'll find out where we're going to go next. It's a big adventure. Ooh. So we ended up continuing on our walk. There was a sign that said that we weren't allowed to authorised personnel only, but one of the guys was coming the other way, and he said, no, there's no one out there, you should be right. Oh, okay, so we decided to come this way. But this is the Salt Lakes, apparently. It's quite nice. Look at the size of it. It's huge, and apparently there's sections, we'll no doubt come across it, where it's 10 times saltier than the ocean, apparently, like on average. So, but when it's warm weather, it's hot, people like to have a swim in it. Apparently it's a really popular spot to have a bit of a dip and cool off. But yeah, this is what we're surrounded by at the minute. No, we'll keep exploring, continuing on our journey. These are called salt baths. This is what the guy that I was talking to earlier was telling me about, how people, geez, you look at the colour of the water. It's like, it's not very transparent, it's more sort of like opaque. But it looks like these little areas are here are somewhere you can go and get changed. They're not in there. Oh, like toilets or something like that. I don't know, there's a shower there. So, that's locked, maybe. Yes, maybe. But yeah, apparently beautiful. I wonder how deep it is. Probably deeper in the middle. It looks like I can see it sort of goes out a little bit. And then over here, they've got a resort, the Wave Rock Resort. So, as I said, we will keep exploring. I think it probably wouldn't even need like filtration or anything being, I don't know, it's more of a natural thing, I reckon, but I don't know. I mean, this wall's obviously not natural, but the fact that there's water here, naturally occurring.
Pump it up out of that salt lake earlier.
Yeah, probably.
Be nice when it's finished. Be lovely.
Yeah, this is the resort that they have. Yeah, there's a bit of work that they're still doing. It looks like it's a bit of a work in progress, but all right, we'll keep exploring. So this is a naturally occurring salt water lake, and this, I would imagine, we haven't read anything about it, but I would imagine this is where they feed the water into that saltwater swimming hole over there where people were swimming earlier. Well, sorry, where people could swim, where the change rooms were. Yeah, that's it over there too. Yeah, that's right. There's a lot of it there. And if you look up, gives you an idea. It's pretty clear water. I'm almost tempted to taste it to see how salty it is. But I don't want to end up, just in case there's something wrong with it. Don't want to spoil our holiday or our trip. Looks like this is like a wildlife park, and we've come across some albino kangaroos. Look at them all, and all the kangaroos in there are albino. So they're all yeah, they're checking us out too. They know we're here. I've come up with a great idea. I've decided what I'm going to do when I go to new towns. I'm going to try out their pasties, and I'm going to give them a score out of 10. You can look at it. It's not bad. Definitely not a 10 out of 10. I'll probably give it a 7 out of 10. And then next time we get to a town where there's a bakery, doesn't matter if it's 10 minutes from now, I'm going to stop and get another pasty and I'll try it out. So, but anyway, 7 out of 10. This is in Tyden. T-Y, no it's not.
H-Y, Hyden.
That's what I said. Hyden, H-Y-D-E-N, Hyden. That's where we are now, Hyden Bakery. Anyway, there you go. Thank you. Okay, this is Mulca's Cave, which is probably about 20 kilometres from the Wave Rock that we was just at earlier this morning. So we went and had our went to the bakery and had lunch there. Oh, look at this! I just noticed this. Beautiful plant. Some of these plants you see in nature are absolutely amazing, but I don't know if you can see that bark. If you get a good look at that, Yeah. Pretty amazing. But anyway, this is Molker's Cave, and you can actually go down and have a look in here. Oh, not real keen on walking up there yet with the phone in my hand, but and then down in here. Looks like you can walk up in there as well a bit, but not too far, I wouldn't imagine. But there you go. We'll keep exploring and see what else is around here. Okay. This is another rock that we've come across. Kimber's dragging us up, I think. It's pretty steep. Whoops. Oh. I nearly slipped ass over then. Oh, the views up here are nice, but there's more. You can actually go up a bit further. I'm not real keen on that, but bit of farmland out there. There's our car just down there. But yeah, big area.